Cheese string. Can't beat them, boys. I'm not even joking. I'm late because I've been listening to... I'm a believer, right? So I've been listening to Justin Bieber's album. And just because I find it interesting. And I'm not mentally keen. I know you guys won't be Justin Bieber fans, and I've probably just lost 1,000 subscribers, but I'm not a believer. I'm just... I just believe in Bieber. I just like, you know, I like the production of his tracks and what have you. But that's not why we're here. Yes, it's Ripper, what's good? Hey up, Jack Pal, let's go. You know what time it is. Get that badger in and on and over here. We're fresh from listening to Yukon by Justin Bieber. Got a bottle of water and we've had a cheese string. We're having a steak later. Hey up, Ming, we may not have enough now, but how's it going? You have to be optimistic, to be fair. That is the topic of discussion going forward. Yes, Carl Berry, what's good, brother? How are we all? There's been some rumblings, haven't there, today? It's all good stuff, though, isn't it, ultimately? I'm buzzing with... I know everybody... Well, not everybody's watched my Longstaff video, but I've got some pelters for the Xhaka and Longstaff comparison, but I stick by it. I'm not trying to compare the two, to be fair, but I just think for where we're at, if we're holding Xhaka in the 6, you know, unless we're going to play him further forward in like an 8 or even potentially 10, because you know, I think people don't underestimate how far forward he plays when he's played at his best. I think he's past his peak years, and I know he's gone to Germany and done really well under Alonso and stuff and won league, and he's played plenty of games. He's a good player, but you don't go from winning league in Germany a year ago and then end up at promoted side. You can't say that people are saying that, but Walker's not a good signing for Burnley, and Walker's a far better player. I know he's a different position, but you know, if we're talking about careers, it's same with just Calvin Phillips and stuff. It's just, you know, sort of hanging. Well, it's not the same as that, but I think if we get Stack, it certainly gets Calvin Phillips out of the way, doesn't it? But Stack in there, he's apparently 6'4", big beast. Stack, Longstaff, Ampadu, and Tanaka. You can't really hope for much better than that, I don't think. But yeah, so there's some rumblings about this bloke's name that I've absolutely no chance of pronouncing. But it'd be a mint signing, this left winger. I'll have to show you this because it is funny. I'm going to drop it in a few times throughout the video because these are some serious stats. So let's check out my man, Paxiao. So if anybody was on here when I had Lockie on a few weeks ago, they will know that Lockie mentioned Paxiao. But what he didn't mention was in 47 appearances, he has 3 different sets of goal attributions. And this is off a legitimate website. So in 47 appearances, he's got 18 goals. And we're going to assume these are in different competitions. So 18 goals in one competition, 19 goals in another competition, and 3,970 goals in another competition, which I'm sure we can all agree is, I mean, Lockie said he were good, but I did not anticipate this level of good. Always tried to be, Andy. Always tried to be. We're on time now. We always aim for 8. We aim for 8. But yeah, 3,970 goals in any amount of appearances is outrageous. But obviously, this is 47 appearances, 18 goals, 19 assists. And I would imagine that's the amount of minutes played. But it is off a genuine website. I looked at it and I was like, what the... I couldn't get my head around it at first. I thought, am I like misreading this? But no, that is they are his stats. So even if he gets half them goals, you know, in our league, if he gets 1,530 goals, I think it's more than that, 535 goals, then we're laughing, aren't we? In 38 games, so obviously knocking down the appearances because he's got 47 appearances there. So 3,970 goals in 47 appearances is still obviously impressive. If you knock it down to 38 games and you knock a couple of thousand off, 1,970 goals you'd take, wouldn't you? But on a serious note, he seems like a really attractive sharp, fast, edge at box type of winger, you know, because obviously we have lost Solomon. We do need some extra sprinkles on top. I do believe with Solomon not coming back, with the signing Longstaff, hopefully that gets over line tomorrow afternoon. I do think it adds a little bit. It means we can go for it a little bit more because structurally, if we're getting stacking Longstaff, we've got obviously defenders in Beall, Goodmanson, and that lad that I can't pronounce his name. We're getting that. We've got the strength in depth in a little bit there, so it means we can go for it a little bit now, going forward and be like, you know, we've built from the back a little bit, progress, and get some trickier wingers in, or, you know, I'm not saying this Pacquiao's a gamble. He's obviously, everybody's banging on about the fact he's injured. But it's only, to be fair, his injuries haven't been that bad this season. I think he's only missed a couple of games, that best, I think 4 games or something all season. He's got 47 appearances there, so he's not injury prone necessarily. It just means he'd get here with an injury. The only thing you'd have to say about that is that probably enhanced the reason why we've got a chance of getting him. Because he does, you know, he's wanted. But if he wants to move, you know, they do want the Premier League moves, these blokes, don't they? And particularly, like, you know, we've seen what Rafinha can do. If you get here, I'm not saying he's on Rafinha's level. If you get here, do well, everybody knows that you're at a, you know, newly promoted side, so they can, you know, you push on leaps and bounds, can't you? It's looking good, very good. Thank fuck for Jack's channel, mod and twat free. Well, mostly. Thank you very much. So I'll take it. Apparently, Pacquiao says he'll only come to Leeds if Angry Mad Gav demands it. Well, Angry Mad Gav will be in the. We'll get him in. Get him in the meeting. I think if Sunderland and Leeds finish the transfer window the same way they've moved so far, I will be surprised if they both. I wouldn't be surprised if they both stays up. Says Brett89. Yeah, it's going to be a tough ask for all three of us coming up in it, but, you know, I think Sunderland have done some decent work, haven't they? Of that, there's no doubt. Spent a bit of money at least. I do think we've done well defensively, and now if we get a few sprinkles on top, I'm obviously positive. I would like, I've said it before, but I'd like a scenario where us and Sunderland stay up. I think it'd be good for the league as well. I'm not bothered about what's good for the league. Everybody says, oh, it'd be good for the league, but it's like, I don't really care about the league, in all fairness. Obviously, it's better for us if we stay up, so that's all I care about. But I'd be up Sunderland staying up, as long as obviously it's not the behest of us or to the detriment of us. If I had to pick, evidently, sorry Sunderland, but get your sins back down. But that's what I've been banging on about. That's why I'm not saying we're in competition with Sunderland or Burnley. We've got a lot more to worry about than them two teams. So it's about getting a few wins under your belt. First 10, 12 games, you want 3 or 4 wins. You know, we can be looking pretty decent. And not, you know, I just, you know, that's why I want competitive footballers in there, because I just want us to be strong in every game and just think, well, we turn up to every game, you know, a bit of horrible football involved at times, perhaps. You know, we can't always provide, you know, 3,970 goals in every game. But what we can do is be competitive in each and every game. Stats are fine, Jack, but the league ain't the strongest. No, but you also, you know, he's in demand. So solid players with some magic dust sprinkled. Love it. Yes, Chris Reader. Agreed, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, get some big horrible bastards in there. Stack's a big 6'4" lad. Ampadu's got loads of shit house in him. Longstaff works hard. He's a big lad. No messing. Tanaka's good on ball, but can also put in a shift. Struick, Road on. They get about it enough, don't they? Big in tackle, particularly Struick, strong lad. Beall looks like a big, strong lad. Big tackles. Goodmanson. Bogle flying forward. Bogle given a bit of freedom to get forward. It's some class A shit on the way. I'd be well satisfied if we get Stack, Packs out, a decent keeper like Perry and a decent striker, then perhaps some squad depth. Not sure we'll play a 10, more likely a physical attacking mid. I really, really want us to go 4-3-3, like big style. I think it's the best thing for us. I think if we could emulate, if we can be like a Newcastle off wish, and we've already got the one Newcastle player in Longstaff. So if we can be like Newcastle off wish, I think we'll be flying 4-3-3, loads of competitive games going. Just horrible midfield, works really hard. Got Tanaka in there who can get on ball a little bit. Longstaff ball playing is underappreciated or underrated, I'd say. Same with Ampadu. I think Ampadu will be good in the league, but ultimately Ampadu and Tanaka are both unproven. If we get Stack in, he's unproven in Prem as well. So I'm not just on about ability. So I think Tanaka could be an absolute monster. Outgoings, I'm starting to fear that to move a bit of money around, we might lose one of the more integral players. I don't know whether sometimes when we're all thinking that Stack's coming in and then that's like, strength in depth, and then it starts to panic me. I was having a conversation with one of my close friends the other day, and he was saying like he's starting to get a bit panicky just like randomly about like losing Tanaka for 30 million or something. And it's like, so if that bid comes in, they'd struggle to turn it down really. But I think it'd be silly on their behalf, because I think if Tanaka has even a half decent season this year, he's still going to hold his value. And obviously we want him, don't we? Want to see what he's got in Prem. So I do think he's definitely got the ball playing skill, hasn't he? So we'll just see. Obviously it's a tempo of the game, but he reads the game really well. Don't know. It's that's it. That's me hitting the panic button in that sense. Just because I think we have brought a lot of centre midfielders in. It might just mean that we're just going to move Gruev on and stuff, which is obviously, you probably get 7 or 8 million for him, so you get your money back and a bit more. It's just, I don't know if there is some PSR worries, we're going to have to launch some money about, and we might have to bring some in. They were talking about Pascal, weren't they? Obviously, Pascal, Strike, that will potentially, but I don't want to do that either, because then that we've filled a void with the defensive options that we've got, and I don't want to say it, but we can still play Ampadu at the centre back if worst comes to worst, and then we do have a strong midfielder where we can use the rest of the players. So I do think FARKE knows that to be an option. So we do have plenty of central centre backs and centre midfielders options that are all of equal quality, really. So in that sense, Cragger, A up Jack Lab, bring up Premier League, geared up. Brett 89 says not many teams moving the way them two are in transfer market at the minute. No, we've got a lot of catching up, as everybody likes to say, don't they? And, to bridge the alleged gap. But I think a lot of it's a little bit of luck. I think he can get players in. If we've got that Pacquiao in and he ends up lighting it up, and he is a bit of a Rafinha, or 60% as good as Rafinha, his value will go through the roof, won't it? So, and if you have a decent season, we do finish 15th. I did not know BMG. I not know who I am. I not know who I am. Nobody's talking about the cannon fodder in the squad. What are we doing with them? Cannon fodder, you mean Geldart, Greenwood, Garby, Joseph? Sizes and everything. I disagree, Andy. Need some big meatheads in there. Yes, me 93. Thank you so much, whoever is responsible for my membership gift. Absolute legend. Thank you. Yes, indeed. And then just like that, Mingy hands out the membership like he's Santa Claus. Shout out to Ming and whoever's got the membership. MVG taking full credit for your membership, Mimi, which wouldn't surprise me if it was MVG, as he is Santa Claus. Remy D 1984 is a bar near me called Remedy now. There's a bar near me called Remedy. We 100. Going to assume that percent. We 100%. We be hard to beat this season if we get the players in. Agreed. Ayo, Jack. Smash that like button. Let's get them likes in on and over here. We've got 78 people in the room and we've only got 30 likes. We've got 80 people in the room, only got 30 likes. Let's make it happen. Those are rookie numbers in this racket. Let's get them numbers up, boys. Roller Blunt. Good luck on Sunday, bro. And you finally got your man in Longstaff buzzing. Two of the promoted 3 stay up. Love it, mate. I'm looking forward to Sunday. Genuinely, it should be a good day. And I'll be about after if anybody's about. MVG and the Hoos. Martin Cook, what's good? Stack. Surely the stack chant is sorted. I think it's done there. That'd be really rhythmic as well, wouldn't it? Like boom, 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 boom. You'd really be able to get the boyos going. Wilf Grant says it will defo be 4-3-3, or we have 5 players for 2 spots. That's what I'm saying about if there's an exit, then it starts to change a little bit, because, you know, at the moment we've got 6, haven't we, with Gruev, and I know nobody wants to talk about Gruev anymore because he's now, you know, on the chopping board, but which is fine, is what it is. You know, I think I'll probably get moved on myself, but we're going to need a few of them. But if you've got 5 in there and you're playing 3, you need all 5 of them, don't you? And they all do offer us different options. That's the good thing about it. But my man Longstaff, honestly, I'm delighted. I was joking the other day that I'm going to get him on. If we do end up with that black third away kit, third option kit, I might get Longstaff on back. And I don't even buy the shirts because I feel like a big kid with shirt on, full kit wanker or whatever. But I'd get Longstaff on just for laugh. I think I'm buzzing about it. What does Angry Mad Gav think of Longstaff? Angry Mad Gav doesn't know who he is. He's just waiting to see him in the flesh. Yes, Lee. There's been obviously some links, haven't there, about goalkeepers. It's all the same. Until there's all substantial. There'll be a shit vid, you know, anything that comes up. But I think they've planned they've pushed it all down. This is the thing about this is why they say certain things. So, you know, Longstaff gets sort of announced, doesn't it, slowly. Then that gives them a few days, doesn't it? Then the kit's announced, that delays everybody a day. So I think they'd have probably got more on with Longstaff today, news. Had there not been the kit, they tried it on with D James last week, didn't they? Where he signed his contract. I felt sorry for D James last week because, you know, he's an absolute ledge. He's been amazing for us the past couple of seasons, and he didn't have a chant for about fucking 5 years that he were here, and then he finally gets a chant dragged out. Not the best chant in the world, but, you know, he got his chant. Then he signs probably one of his favourite contracts of his career, thinking, yes, I'm cemented at a club in the Premier League. Let's have it. Let's go make it happen. And then, you know, that gets released and it's like, that just gets like, what? And then every comment's like about Dan James. Like, the club are allowed to announce the fact that Dan James has signed a contract. It is good. BMG agrees with 4-3-3. A 4-2-3-1 is fine when you're the dominant team with the best players versus a low block, but that's not going to be the case. Majority of the time, it's not going to be the case. And also, you can sort of have it. You can still have your cake and eat it, can't you? Because if you've got Tanaka on, Tanaka, Ampadu, and Longstaff, you can still have your cake and eat it. It's just the 2 cents. So Ampadu sits 4-1, and then the 2. Do you know what I mean? You can have your cake and eat it. Tanaka can get a little bit further forward and not be like a 10-10, but like an 8. Longstaff can also be the 8. It becomes more of a straight line, doesn't it? And then we can push the 2 centre midfielders further forward while Ampadu sort of holds the fort, providing the wingers haven't gone flying. But the fullbacks. But if one of the fullbacks has gone forward, it just means Longstaff will stay as well. So I think it works both ways, really. And we do have ball players in there. Ampadu won't really be getting forward. Stack seems to be a sitter, but Longstaff can do bits around edge up box. And Tanaka definitely can. So I honestly think it's the best thing for us anyway. I think it's a good formation to play. It's structurally solid. There's loads of energy in that midfield. And as long as they're mobile and they can get about, hence my Xhaka it frees us up. It means we can. It's like having an extra man in there constantly. Newcastle murder it with it. It's been awesome. Newcastle's transformation. They brought Joe Linton in, didn't they? Put him into centre mid, and he's just a monster. He's horrible to deal with. And, you know, he were being lampooned, wasn't he, at times previously when he were up top. So, Jack, come mid-November, do you think you'll be in a position to predict Leeds' outcome back in the Premier League? What, the position will finish? I'm sticking with 11th. Aim for 11th, finish 15th. Wilf Grant says Stack is a definite start. Everybody's saying that, but we need to be respectful towards Ampadu and Tanaka, who are currently the club centre midfielders. And not everybody that we've signed can just walk into the side, can they? Genuinely. apparently Be-all is actually suspended for the first game of the season, which has sent everybody into a bit of a frenzy, like you wouldn't sign him if he was suspended for the first game. Like, good start, innit? Like, well, yeah, but shit is as shit does. We've got a decent centre back, hopefully, haven't we? It's not ideal, I agree, but we will move on. We will get over it. Cragger says we seem to be building nicely. Get a couple of marquee signings in and make Ellen Road a fortress. I think we will be okay. Let's have it. Love it, Cragger. I agree. BMG says, I'm hoping we can sell Mez, Harrison, Joffrey, Greenwood, and Longiabi and Joseph, then keep the rest. Hopefully that keeps us in PSR. Yeah, I think they're going to get rid of Joseph. I know there's some talks that Real Betis are going to do like a loan to buy, but I think ultimately that it'll be a loan with not an option to buy. I think it'll be a, what do they call it? I can't remember what they call it, but like it's, buy him. It's kind of what we had with Harrison, wasn't it? Where it's like, it's not an option to buy. It's, you better buy him. Ampadu will get caught out in defence interview. Yeah. Chris Reether says, problem is everyone wants everything yesterday, but football's not like that. We know Paxial, Moonies and goalkeeper will take longer. That's it, mate. And also, we have to exercise some patience with goalkeeper and stuff anyway. Just because, you don't know. People will start working out what their options are at their own club. Some players might be happy at their own club, but then decide, or they might think, I've got a chance to get in the first team, number one, and then particularly with keepers, then when they think, well, I'm going to be sat on bench all year again this year, and I've been promised something else, and then they've not got it. I honestly do. I said it the other day, but I think it's going to be really interesting to see what he does on Saturday. Sorry, not on Sunday. That's our game. On Saturday, to see who he plays with, be it Mez or Darlow, because I do think that'll say quite a lot for us going forward. Because if it's Mez, I know that'll send everybody into a state of panic, but does that? I don't know whether he's then making a call to say, look, I need a keeper, but he's not really, we've not heard from FARKE, have we? So, boy, it'll be mental if he's back in. And if he goes with Darlow, that means Mez's days are done, which, we're in agreement we probably need to move on for everybody's sake at this point. Yeah, but it'd just be interesting because if he goes with Darlow, then that means potentially Darlow thinks he's fighting for the first position. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting move. That has the most intrigue for me on Saturday. Jack, is it worthwhile Leeds fighting Be-all ban against Everton? Well, if it's not costing them out, or just a few legal fees or whatever, get it done. I think it's a bit ridiculous how it carries over leagues, though, don't you? Double booking at end of the season and then you move clubs and you can't play. I just think it punishes everybody for no real reason. It's not even a straight red. Evening, Jack. We have gone from Barnsley to Barca in a week. Exactly, Richard. And if we pick up fucking Pacquiao and this Munez from Fulham, he's another big lad, that Munez, isn't he? He's 6 foot, getting on for 6'1". BMG says, Gruever's said he wants to stay, plus I don't think we can make a huge profit on him. He probably won't be able to get a better move than where he is, so I can't see him leaving. It's just if he's not again, though, that's what I mean. He might be thinking he can get a few minutes, but if we then get stacking, he's 6th centre midfielder, isn't he? And he's not going to really get any minutes. And on that basis, that is where players want to move on, really, isn't it? You might think, even if I'm 5th choice at the moment, I might get odd game. If we're playing 3 in middle, he's going to get in. He's going to get in every now and again. But if he's 6th, he's not. I mean, he won't even be on bench really at that point. If you were playing Longstaff, say if you went Longstaff, Ampadu, and Tanaka, you got Stack on bench. I don't know. Yes, sure. It'll be MVG or Ming to my experience. I agree we need to change up our formation this year. As FARKE as stubborn, it's not stubborn. It got us 100 points. It was the right formation. 4-2-3-1 formation will be decimated in the Premier League. I do think he'll have learned from his time at Norwich, and I know nobody likes hearing it, but I do. And I think he'll have a few tricks up his sleeve. I think he'll surprise us. I think it'd be interesting in pre-season to see what he goes with, because I do think if he is trying stuff in pre-season, that'll prove that he is on the move in terms of formations. Marcel, McCure, and Paddy, bad form, need to go ASAP. Thank you, Dave Long. Who's Marcel McCure? Are you trying to do me there or something? Or Legendary MVG, you seemed awfully bashful during Joe's training video the other day, Jack. I mean, for a man who defiantly claimed he was as good as Decor a few weeks ago, that was MVG. Don't do me dirty like that in the chat. You know I was joking about Decor. I'm more like Longstaff. No, I'm only messing. My brother's like Longstaff. I'm more like none of them. Yes, Jammy, what's good, brother? $30 likes, but 0 AMGs. Quid pro quo, Jack. Love it, BMG. But we're on 69 likes now, which it seems a shame to ask to knock that off, isn't it? Because it's such a wonderful number and it's something everybody can enjoy. But it'd be great to get them up close to 200, as we have 112 in the room right now and only 69 likes, which is getting on for half the people. So let's get them likes up, boys. I appreciate every which one here. Don't deny it. I can't help myself. Evening, Jack. Are you looking forward to Joe stopping? Are you looking forward to Joe stopping? What do you mean? Yes, Mark. What's good, brother? I am always behaving, mate. There's no going on over here, in and on and over here. There we go. Phil Adams is weighing in about Bamford for no reason, but there we go. Bamford is your main man. £75,000 a week. He's going to be starting for you next season. Is a unit, Jack. I presume that's could be about Stack. It could be about Muniz. You know, could be about Longstaff. Could be about any of them at this point. Could be about Bamford. Cragger says we have got half decent start. Be great to get a few points early doors. Absolutely. Smash a like and subscribe. Love it, Andrew McCoy. Get them likes in. We're on 83 likes. Geared up. 113 watching. 83 likes. Appreciate every which one of you. 100%. If we can get. I do think the fan base will go into absolute meltdown. Literally, the first game of the season, if it don't go well against Everton, I think it'll be absolute bedlam, which is a harrowing thought, truly. Because I don't want to be fending off the fan base 90 minutes into the season. I don't know about you guys. And then obviously, is it Arsenal our second game? You know, so I don't want to then be going and getting what is likely to be, you know, a drubbing. Everton and then Arsenal, yeah. You know, could do without it. Because Arsenal away, you know, is obviously nailed on 0 points. You know, hopefully, I'm glad it's not first game of the season. Cause sometimes I think you can get off to a good start at first game of the season, but it can be. I don't know. Everton's a winnable game at Monday night. Gives us a little bit of time to really prep over the weekend. It's going to be a brilliant opening game, that at home at Ellen Road. Going to be loving it. The players we are buying, to me, feel like they're Jose type players. It'd take that though. The kit's not black. It's very, 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 very dark blue. I've seen a few different thingies, and the one that I was hoping for, I think, is a fake. Yes, CB, what's good? We don't have enough, not yet. A keeper should be next priority. I'm still not worried about a keeper. I do not know why, but it's just not. It is not entering my head to be something to worry about. It will be come closer to the start of the season, but right now, I honestly think it'll sort itself. Well, not sort itself out. I just think they'll sort it out. I think they're aware that that is a big issue. So, what teams do you think can be dragged into the relegation battle this season? I don't think there's any way you can predict it evidently, and that's not a cop out, but Burnley, Sunderland, you know, you'd have to argue Wolves, wouldn't you? But I don't know how good Everton will be. Wolves were obviously pretty shit last year, but they've got a good side, so everybody bangs on about it. West Ham always can, they can always end up in it. Brentford are losing everybody. Bournemouth are going to go down at some point. Notts Forest will drop right off. They won't be in a relegation battle, but they'll drop right off. Villa, obviously, they'll be decent. Newcastle will be decent. Chelsea will be decent. Crystal Palace, they'll be decent, but you just never know. Tottenham will be decent. Man United will be decent. Fulham could get dragged into it. Brighton will probably be decent. Liverpool, Man City, obviously, no. But, you know, the names there, as if you actually just accept that you're in, accept we're a Premier League team, right? And then just accept that we could, say if we're, I don't know, Brentford, who in reality, or Crystal Palace, in reality, even though they stay up very, very often and they've done really well. I mean, Crystal Palace in particular, but Brentford been up for I can't remember how many years now. But they'll go down eventually, and there'll be a bad year. Like Wolves had a bad year. The problem was the bottom three was so bad, and if the bottom three aren't that bad, that's when you can drag teams into it. The year we went down, it was a last day job, wasn't it? And I know we were terrible, but we got hammered by Tottenham, but I don't know. You've just got to get away from them stinkers at the bottom two. As long as you're not anywhere near them, you're in a different little mini league, and you can. It's not about dragging teams into it. Is my point. If we're a Premier League side, if we'd had Brentford's year last year, where did Brentford finish last year? Let's have a look. Brentford last year finished 10th, right, on 56 points, which is an awesome year for them, right? If we finish 10th on 56 points, we'd be wanting to push on further, wouldn't we? But it don't say so you do. So you sell some players and you buy some players and it goes tits up. The collapse can be monumental, can't you? You've only got to drop off. If they lost, say, 3 more games, so they ended up on 47 points, they'd have been 14th. Now, 4 places for the sake of 9 points is, you know, and then I don't want to keep doing it, but if they'd have lost, say, let's do it with Fulham, who've got 54 points. If they'd have lost 3 more games, 51, 48, 47, 46, 40, 45 points, they'd have still been 14th. It's mental because the teams at the bottom are just so bad. But Wolves got 42 points. Tottenham got 38 points, which is awful. And the league were quite competitive this year because Liverpool only got 84 points, where historically, you know, they've been having to get plus 90s, haven't they? Chelsea got 69 points this year and finished in 4th. Man City got 71 points. Arsenal got 74. So it was a tight season. That's why when everybody's saying, "Oh, worried that Man City are back to the best and stuff," don't worry about that. You want Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool to beat everybody, don't you? Just let them run away with it and be in their own little Champions League. You don't want it going down to the final day for who's getting in Champions League spots. You just want them to run away with it, play in their own little Super League, and then all have us lot all in the mix, don't you? With 2 shit teams, and then, you know, everybody else sort of fighting it out. So I don't think it's who you can drag in is my point. I think it's just about getting in the pack and then being a Premier League side. Because if there was any competition at the bottom here, from Tottenham finishing 17th, an extra 5 points gets them into 13th. An extra 10 points gets them 12th. So it's, you know, I know it's obvious, points move you up the table, don't they? But I'm saying it's not about who you can drag in. Just Fulham, they won 15 games last season. Brighton won 15 games. Bournemouth won 15 games. Brentford won 16 games. Palace won 13 games. Even Everton won 11. So, you know, 11 games, really. 11 wins keeps you up at the moment. Just fucking mad. Yes, Chalky, me old musher, what's going on? Well soiled is my man Neil Davison. Love it, mate. He's on and over. He can't wait for the season, no matter what happens with signings. Just love it, pal. I can't wait for the season, man. 100% agreed. It's I'm singing like a tower burger. Smash a like and subscribe. Yes, Danny talks Leeds. Love it, mate. We've got 97 likes and 127 people. We've got 100 likes now. We're Centurions. We're like Leeds United in the Championship. Let's get that puppy up. We've got 120 watching, and that's not been the case throughout. So there's plenty of people that haven't liked the video, so get the like smashed in. Helps the algorithm and that, doesn't it? And it defeats the YouTube Hitlers. I think Stack will be the main holder, says Wilf. Again, I'm holding all reservations on before he's even signed, but you know, I want to watch these players properly for our club before I start chucking Ampadu out at starting lineup. AO says a good manager is like a good boxer. They know how to adapt and readjust their gameplay in order to win, and it's to be seen if FARKE will shake things up. We're hoping he does, big lad. I think he will. I think Longstaff will be announced tomorrow, says Crazy Alf, and hopefully Stack next week. That'd be nice, wouldn't it, man? We want something coming in every week at this point, don't we? Just to keep Joe calm, if anything else. Andy Rose says, are you back on the booze after your prep for the Creator Cup in the future Underlap broadcast? I certainly will be, Andy. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Thursdays will be back to their full functioning, swilling evenings as of probably next week. But for now, it's cheese strings and water. If you've only just arrived, you didn't see me eating the cheese string, but that was at the beginning. Feel free to watch it back to see the cheese string in action. Andrew McCoy says, can Ampadu lose captain? So no, I don't think he does. This is what I'm saying. This is my point. I don't think he does. And I don't think he should, really. I think he's the club captain. Mainly because I don't think you can give it to, I know everybody like they're not signing not to play, mate. They're signing to play, like, yeah, they're still got to be better than everybody else in the side, don't they? But Ampadu won't lose the captaincy because who are you going to give it to? Unless you're going to give it to Longstaff, it can't go to anybody. But you can't give it to one at New Lads, and he's not going to give it to Pascal. He's picked, you know, Pascal potentially on chopping board as well in starting lineup. So no, I think Ampadu holds on to his captaincy for good reasoning, even if he's not a constant starter. It goes on. I mean, no, maybe not at his age, to be fair. You just traditionally can have like a club captain, can't you? Like where Henderson were club captain at Liverpool and Milner were club captain, where they're not always on, but whenever they are on, they get the captain armband, don't they? But I can't see him giving it to any new ones because I think that's a bit wild, really. So who else is he going to give it to? This will be about relegation, potentially Wolves, Brentford, West Ham, maybe Everton, maybe Forest if Europe drains them. Forest will be shit next season, honestly, I promise you. Mark Edison says, all this formation jibber jabber, what the fuck I want? 7 up front and banging some goals, simple. It's a fine strategy, Mark Edison. It's a fine strategy, but it's a bit Yaya Toure tactics, that, isn't it, I think. BMG reckons FARKE could be a bit tasty if he steps in the ring. I reckon FARKE's got a bit of bite money in the pocket. Looks like it's going to be a wet one for Sunday. Yeah, I'll take it, to be fair. I don't mind playing, as long as it don't absolutely lash it down, but a bit of light drizzle when you zipping ball like zip it in. Don't stress yourself, says Angry Mad Gav. Love it, Julie. Don't stress yourself. Stone Cold Killer got a ball coming in here. Bye England, seeing such crap. Angry Mad Gav on light. Midfield Ampadu, Stack and AO. If Longstaff ain't in there, and have an obligation to buy BMG, that's what yes. Love it, BMG. I said it 20 minutes ago. It's my fault for not catching up. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think that's what Joseph will be. It'll be a loan with an obligation to buy if it's not an outright buy. But I don't think they're going to have this loan and then, you know, option to buy jargon. I just don't think they're going to do that. Commitment to buy, same thing. I like it. Stephen Nugent. Andy Rose says, no, Jack, I meant have more of a feel mid-November, just like we knew Southampton's fit. Well, of course, the further we go into the season, the more likely we are to know where we're going to end up in the league, aren't we? But yeah, so yes, I would say in mid-November, we will have significantly more of a feel whether we can and fodder or whether we're going to be all right. Jack Real Betis have got no money, so obligation to buy what happened. Maybe an option knowing they don't have the brass. But if they don't have the money, Mark, that's what I'm saying. If they don't have the money and there's no obligation to buy next year, the option to buy is also pointless, isn't it? Because you're just saying, well, we've got no money, but so we can't do an obligation to buy because we've got no money, but we'll do an option to buy. It's like, yeah, but you just said you got no money. That's like me lending you something and going, well, if I like it, I'll buy it because I've got no money. Like, well, what if you like it? Are you going to have any money when you like it? No, probably not. Yes, Robson Clark, love it, mate. Thank you, dude. Smash a like for Jack and subscribe. Matching them together. We've got 119 in room. We've got 111 likes, but that is skewed because the 119 people will be different people that have not been from the 111 likes. So get them likes in. Let's get it up. Appreciate you, Robson Clark. But in the last 15 minutes from 63 likes, we now have 111. So it's working. With the fire rises. The fire rises. Hey, I love this. The Premier League need to fear us as Tanaka is going to run riot in midfield and feed Peru per Alper Isley. Love it, mate. Just good to see the panic merchants be quiet. I agree, Ming. It's been horrendous. I knew it would be a little bit, but I'm just trying to enjoy the process of pre-season, and we're not even in pre-season yet. There's not been a ball kicked, never mind in anger, as they say. So we've not even had a friendly yet, and we're all in a frenzy. So Will Grant says, sorry, that was half a message. Ampadu got caught out against Sunderland, and the attackers in the Premier League are another level. Centre back. Yeah, it's just my point. My point being, as an emergency, you know, that option is there, isn't it? The band doesn't carry over, does it? Says Smart Owl. Well, unfortunately, yes, I think it does, because Graham Smith tweeted today that Leeds United understand that. I'll read it out to you. Leeds United understand that the ban is. I'll just read it out to you, and then I'm not butchering his quote. Leeds United have been informed that Yaka Biol is suspended for the Premier League opener versus Everton. Sent off in Serie A, 2 yellows, and the 1-game suspension carries over with him, which is awful. But, you know, I mean, I don't think, I'll get pelters for saying it's not end of the world. I just don't think it is. There's going to be games where we don't have Biol. I've also been an advocate, and not an advocate of this. I think if Biol's on another level, he needs to come straight into the side. But I don't know if he's just going to totally get rid of everybody. That, I just don't believe in this. Like, they've signed, they'll start. I don't know why people do it to us, really. I don't know where we get it from. Like, well, they've signed, so they'll start. Like, yeah, they want to start. But absolutely, BMG. Pacquiao is injured, so I think it's for 4 or 5 weeks or something. So missed first 2 weeks. Yes, Jules D, what's good? 433 says Andrew McCoy, love it. BMG says, I don't think Gruev will want to move, even if he is last choice. Sounds like he will try and fight for his place, which is a good thing. We'll see. As long as he's not kicking out a stink, which he won't be. Seems like a decent bloke, doesn't he? Hit the likes. Yes, Andrew McCoy. FARKE tried 4-3-3 last pre-season and he never used it, but I suppose we have the players to play in the system this time. Yeah, and then we didn't really need that system either, did we, in Championship? We was excellent in it, weren't we? So the Dutch league is useless, though, says Dave Collinson. Yeah, but, where did Rafinha come from? We've got to... He's wanted man, isn't he? We've got to go out and get some... That's what I'm saying about when you're bringing in players like Longstaff. That's why I'm so up for it. Because you can go out and get not risky players, but flair players, and they'll hopefully give them the ammunition and they'll take the responsibility away from them a little bit, and they can go out and just enjoy themselves, can't they, and express themselves. Legendary MVG is in, he's on, he's over here, he's dropping memberships like he's Santa Claus again. Thank you, dude. Absolute legend. I appreciate you. Look at Anthony, etc. Wouldn't pay too much attention to stats in Holland. It's a fair point, man, but I think, also who can you name me a player that's succeeded at Man United? And if we just ignore Anthony, I mean, like Di Maria, you can't tell me that he ain't, an absolute beast. Jack, are there some horrendous players in the Creators Cup, or are you at liberty to say? There's no horrendous players that I've seen on my side, Andy. I'm sure there'll be some horrendous players, but there always isn't. It'll be good fun. You should get yourself there, Andy. Thank you, Julie, for the like. Appreciate you. Yes, Mimi93, you dropping any more tunage soon? Me and the husband are moving house soon. Gonna need some motivational bangers. I will get some stuff out, Mimi. I assure you. I'm just honestly, I'm so indecisive, and the self-doubt is a real thing. It's awful. But thank you for asking. I did proper appreciate it. I'm not too sure about that, Ming. Not too sure about that. I'm always losing track of the chat. We know this. I was there, Chris Reether, when he said it. I saw the whole live, saw the whole episode. And he's right. He certainly is right. There was all sorts of who's the spoon, which spoon's which. Yes, Emma Oliver, what's good? Evening, Jack. With regards to selling Joseph, I hope we've learned from the Cresswell sale. I can't do this Cresswell thing again. That we can't have a repeat scenario. Loan MJ. You're talking about MJ like he's Michael Jackson. Very high ceiling for improvement, matching together. Get rid, man. Honestly. Why do we look after certain players? I don't get it. He had a full year in the Championship last year to show something. And he showed very little. He does bits for under 21s. He scores tap-ins. I don't know. I think he's got a bit of an ego. I'm up for him. I don't care, man. I don't care about who stays at club and who goes, as long as it's, as long as whoever's at the top knows that they're trying to make the right decisions and they're not just willy-nilly doing stuff. But why look after him? If we can get rid of him and then bring in a couple of proper mint wingers or a good centre forward, if it's on the PSR hype, Cresswell ain't that good either, man. He's just gone out somewhere and done all right elsewhere and done well in under 21s, like they all love saying. Cresswell played fucking brilliant in the 21s. It's a different game. Like, it's literally a different sport playing it under 21s. Does my head in. MVG giving out badges willy-nilly. We should call them the badges, shouldn't we? Rather than getting the badges, you should get the badges. Yes, Chris Richmond, thank you for becoming a member, dude. Appreciate you. Truly do. Top man. Wilf says, I think playing Arsenal early is good. They won't be in their stride and we could cause a setup. To be fair, they started slow last year, didn't they? But they didn't have the best year, really. I know they finished second, but I don't think the league was that the standard wasn't as good at the very, very top last year. It was overall in the league. It was a really competitive league and anybody could beat anybody, but that's kind of my point. There's normally like at least two of them, Arsenal and Man City, or Man City and Liverpool, that are sort of like running away with it. Because if Man City had been anywhere near their good self last year, they'd have dicked the league easily, wouldn't they? It wouldn't have even been a contest. But obviously Man City were well off it, so... Yes, 78 RPM. What's good, man? Late tonight, missed much? ? Happy if we get Longstaff and stat confirmed soon, and the kit's sweet. The kit's lovely, innit, man? I love that. I love the blue retro vibes. It's the Viduka days, man. You can't beat them. Well, you can, because that's when it all went tits up as well. But Dobsky says, in the first 9 games, we have Everton, Wolves, Burnley, and West Ham. Hopefully, that's 12 points. 369 12. I had to check your maths there just to be certain. Yes, Matt Leeds. Hey, Jack, if we get Pacquiao, what a statement signing. If we do, I think we were. Yeah, I saw you say that, Matt, yesterday. I think that was on Joe's. I've not got a problem with you saying it on mine as well. You are more than welcome. I don't think it does though, man. Honestly, though, I think he'll want 4 wingers because I'm obsessed with the 4-3-3, so he's going to need 4 wingers. And we've not heard a fuss from Nonto, so and ultimately, Dan James is the only starter at the moment, isn't he? Really, everybody else's position, the wingers are up for contention, aren't they? And Dan James might not be used as much as he was last year, so I think there's plenty of game time for them. Where would Nonto and Ramazani go? Where they're going to get Premier League game time like they can potentially get in the Premier League? But I think it's a top shout, lad. I think it's a good shout. I just can't see us. I think we're then putting too much pressure on Pacquiao guy to stay fit even and to be available every single game. So then we're fucked if James gets an injured, which James isn't adverse to injury, although he's very available, can get injured. Obviously, they can all get injured, but you know what I'm saying. He was out for a few games this season where Ramazani came in, then Ramazani got injured. So we need 4. We definitely need 4. Regarding Benchwarmer Bamford, something about Bamford again. A minimum 15 goals this season. As anything less has been a waste of money in the club. Stand by him. And that's my controversial. You love a controversial comment of the day, don't you? I love it. It's Saturday, but yeah. I tell you, he's not in a relegation fight. Leeds United, love it. 78 RPM, love it if we beat them. Jack, it looks like Parag has handed over the reins to FARKE pre-season to concentrate on the signings, but he will be back. No doubt about it, Richard. When it starts to get a little bit zesty in there, or if FARKE is not quite pulling the strings like my man Parag wants, you know who steps in. You know who steps in. You know how he steps in, and you know when. He knows when to step in. We don't know when, but he knows when. Oh boy. Don't say it off, MVG. Yes, Joe Depp, what's good, man? The likes of Scum and Spurs have so much money that they almost can't go down. The likes of Brentford, etc., only need to lose a few of their best players and they can easily tank. That's where I'm living, BMG. That's where I'm living. 8 likes for TY. 8 likes for thank you. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you very much. Get them likes. We've got 130 in the room, 131. We've got 126 likes. Let's get them likes up, boy. This might be the most liked live I've done live at the moment. I'm not sure of that, but it must be up around there. Oh, we meant for 100. I get you now, yeah. But we've surpassed that. But I'm obviously far back in the chat. I hope Man United get relegated this year. That'd be extremely funny. I think we have a good chance if we get who say we're going for. But so far, good starts as Ricky Clark. Yeah, I agree, man. I think we're in a good, solid building. We've got a solid base to build from now. Couldn't have gone much better, really. If we do get Longstaff in, if we get Stack in, we're done, aren't we? Then we can. That's what I mean. Then we can put the cherry on top. We can sprinkle it on and get some exciting, fluent footballers going forward. Because that's really all you want to do for me. Is you just want to get a team that is super competitive, and then they just give the forward 3 the ball and go, you lads, go make it happen for us, go win the game. They hold everything together. Like I say, Longstaff will pop up with a few goals. Tanaka will pop up with a few goals. So they're not going to be immune from it, but it's just like, I don't know, it releases the shackles for the front 3 and they can really go and express themselves in every game. That's what you want, in my opinion. BMG, it helps us if someone gets cut adrift, but at the same time, we want the bottom clubs to take points off mid-table pack. Tricky to know what's best. Guess we just need to take care of our business. It's a fair point, man. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think you want the bottom 2 to be cannon fodder, and then the rest can beat each other, and you just want to get in that pack from 18th to 11th, really. Man, you aren't doing great, but then putting dummy money on that Mbuemo guy again, whacking it in. 8 wins can even keep you up in some seasons lately. It's mental, innit? 100 likes and only half an AMG. I feel cheated. You think Pacquiao happens? What time is the... I'll just answer that. I think it's 3 o'clock, the kickoff. I think it's 3 o'clock, big man. Just check. I thought this would be an easier check. For fuck's sake. I can't use Google when I'm live. I'm not even joking. I turn into an absolute fridge freezer. Second Man United in a not so friendly. Here's how to watch it. I don't want to know how to watch it. 2 p.m. UK time. It's 2 p.m, dude. I'm sure somebody's probably answered that lower on in the chat, but it's 2 p.m. I don't know the professor. So, I mean, I don't profess to know a great deal about him. I just know the fact that these stats are here with he gets 3,970 goals in 47 appearances in one competition, 18 goals in another competition, and 19 goals in another competition. Other than that, the fact he's got an injury is making it more likely that we might get the scoop. Because if he does want the move, and the top teams or the mid, the Fulhams and who else is, I don't actually know who's even interested in him, in fairness, but I know there is some intrigue around him. I think that gives us much more of an opportunity to buy him. I think we'll probably throw some money at a player that can get 3,970 goals. So I don't think it'd be a money thing. And we do want a left winger, don't we? Because we've lost Solomon. So what are your thoughts, man? It's, my gut feeling is it's a lot to ask. It's a big ask. But I think we do have the pull to do it. I do believe it. We'll be okay, says Liam Chalky. We are Super Leagues. Love it, mate. So what will the doubters say when this window finishes as the best window ever? Well, it's on track for being it. If we get stacked Pacquiao and Muniz, for instance, Muniz, or however you say his name, it couldn't have gone much better this window, could it? Let's have it right. BMG has answered Chris. I could have done that by just scrolling down and I'd have been able to catch up on the chat, but I said I was going to find out for you, so I did. Rizel says, I can't let myself get too excited until Longstaff, Stack and Pax sign on the dotted line. I can't do another meltdown, mate. That's one thing I will agree with. The meltdown that will ensue if Longstaff doesn't sign, and inclusive of me, if there's something wild comes up in that medical or something. But Longstaff's as good as signed. Stack, obviously, saying he wants Leeds and stuff, we'll see. But yeah, we do need to get the deals done before we get ahead of ourselves. VMG says, Jack, you've been talked up by all your teammates. Don't let the pressure get to you. I feel no pressure, mate. I couldn't care less, man, honestly. I'll just enjoy the day, try to get on ball a bit, spray it about a bit. I'm in there with Lockie in centre mid, so I'm looking forward to that. So Lockie can play, so nice little two-touch stuff for me and Lockie linking up, and then try and release our beasts up top. I can't believe you let your Woody slump. Oh, my word. Good spot, Jules. It'll be one at Cats. Honestly, I'll turn around and if I've left the door open for a bit, so much changed every time I get in here. I will sort that for you, Jules D. Do not fear. Need to make a note of that. Apologies to Jules D. Woody slump. Noted, mate. Noted. He was here. Get your cheese strings out for the lads. You can't beat a cheese string, mate. I'm serious. Amps is worth his place. Just what he gives to the team as captain. He's everything. He's everything that we need. 110 likes. We're now 139 likes with 130 in the room. So that proves my theory that there's new people in the room that haven't liked. So keep them likes flying in. Appreciate every which one here. Ain't seen Mr. Whitesnake tonight. He's in stealth mode. No, we've not seen Mr. Whitesnake. That is correct. I think Ampadu starts every game unless he's injured. Love it, Wilf. I agree. I think, although I do think there'll be a little bit of rotation in there, but I'm not really keen on the rotation of the centre, of the two centre mids. It yerks me a bit. I think you need proper stability in your back two, and hopefully, as I say, the three across the middle, you could rotate one of them, but you want two in there at all times, I'd say. Everyone will have to earn their spot and fight to keep up this season. FARKE will also have a squad that will be flexible tactically, so a chance to silence the doubters. He's going to be so all over it, his FARKE next year. It really is, obviously, but he's going to be all over it. Next, Rafinha coming in, hopefully. Yes, Andrew Marsh. I wonder if Ampadu might start the season, but eventually lose his place, especially if he got an injury. He might not get back in. Well, that's fine, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? If you pick up an injury and then you can't get back into the side, that is football, isn't it? And you got to wait it out. Saw an interview with John Terry, funnily enough, the other day, and he ran about when, I think, year before he left Chelsea, and he ran about getting injured, and he just said they were flying, and he was like, I just know I'm never getting. He's like, this is bad. I'm never getting back in this side at this point. Did you see Trump handing the trophy to Chelsea? They wanted him out of road for celebrations, but he stood his ground. Yeah, I did. I thought it was really quite funny, to be honest, man. Like, it really made me laugh. Best case would be a 10 million each for Mez, Harrison and Joseph, then say 3 each for Joffrey, Greenwood. So say 35 million, but realistically, it could be half that. I think you'd possibly get up 7 to 10 for Mez. I think you'd get 10 for Harrison, and I do think you'd get 10 for Joseph. And then, like you say, I think 3 million for Joffrey and Greenwood's maybe pushing it a little bit. But, you know, what a player's worth now, really. You know, and players can't pull in. Lower teams can't pull in any players, can they? And at least Greenwood and Joffrey do have something to offer. So, yeah. Richie says, think we have a better understanding of what Leeds are going to do when we've played a few preseason games. Yes, my man. Love it, Richie. I hope FARKE does silence the doubters, as I'm still convinced that FARKE can bring us trophies in the Premier League and keep us competing. Have you changed your tune, AO? Stephen Lowe says, let's go for the top 10 or more. Why not Wigan Whites loyal? Love it, Stephen. Shout out to the Wigan Whites. That's what I'm saying. Aim for 11th, finish 15th. But there's no reason why we can't aim for the clouds, mate. Ampadu had a few stinkers last season, gave the ball away carelessly. I would say that's when he was getting back from injury, really, though, man. I think Ampadu had a pretty good season. He'll need to tighten that up. But certainly everybody will need to be tight as a nut and bolt, won't they? Not this again, Andy. Don't get me. I don't want to talk about cup games until I have to pie everybody off again when it gets in. I think we might play 5-3-2, honestly. I'd love to check the last team surviving relegation and their formation, says Barney 7181. They might go wing backs, you know, because we've got Bogle, we've got plenty of centre back options, and Bogle loves getting forward, and Goodmanson less so than Firpo, but you know, he might, but I doubt it. But because 2 up top limits us a little bit. If we're going to bring that Pacquiao guy in, he's obviously looking for a left winger, so I'm not sure how many you're bagging Sunday. We'll have to see the professor. We'll have to see how open the game is. I'm in centre mid, so like MVG says, it's only a hat trick, I'm afraid. It depends. I'm not that type of. I'm not going to try steal. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm not a greedy player, so I'll be moving the ball on often. Sinisteri came from Feyenoord, didn't he? He's a very talented player, but sadly always injured. Sadly for Bournemouth, I mean. Where it's not. I'm not sad about it at all, is it? But yeah, I know what you mean. Sinisteri was different gravy when he was fit, but got the new away jersey on the way home from work. Love it, matching on with Sean. Good lad. It's a nice jersey, isn't it, lad? Joe's a horrendous player, Jack. Be honest. No, he's not. Joe's got a nice touch, and he can zip a pass. He can zip it in. Honestly, not a problem. Only 3. I probably won't score at weekend, boys. It depends how open game is. You know, if it's really competitive, you know, there might only be a couple of goals going in. But if it's a little bit wide open, then I might go exploring a little bit. Who do you think is the best player in your Creator Cup side? Honestly, Lockie. From lads I've seen, Lockie can play. Lockie will be. I'm glad he's in. I'm hoping he's in middle with me because you know I think I could free. I'd happily let Lockie get forward. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. And Lockie's got a few bits in locker that you'll all enjoy watching back. Jack, the reason why you're saying there's none because you're the one. Only joking, Jack. I've lost track of where we're at there. Chelsea spending money like they're trying to buy the league and they will still end up 3rd or 4th. Yeah, they won't win the league, won't Chelsea? But how can we watch you shithouse it in the midfield Klitsch style this weekend, Jack? Is there a link? Yeah, I think it's on Joe Blackburn's channel. Well, I know it's on Joe Blackburn's channel. Still not. For someone who has idle status at Newcastle, Longstaff 27 at his peak to move him on. Newcastle must have some ballers. They do have some ballers, certainly do. I got the feeling that Joe Wayman won't be great. It will be funny if he gets rinsed a few times and then they target him. The Halifax Benali. He's not as good as Joe. He's self-deprecating or whatever the word is, but he's good. Good touch, good pass. He's gonna be looking for me, so that'll do me. Jack, you're quick to judge players like Cresswell not being good, but your lack of empathy on some fans that rate him. We never criticise your favourite choices. You never criticise my favourite choices. I'm just going to ignore the fact that I think the whole start of that sentence is wild. I'm quick to judge players like Cresswell not being good. I never said, and my point with players are that they're not that good when they can't get in the side. That's all I'm saying. And there've been many managers that have agreed. So, and then they go somewhere else. It's just sometimes they're not ready. But to suggest that my favourite players never get criticised is bonkers. What's the story, Morning Glory? He killed Silver Steve. Yeah, he did. We haven't seen him since, have we? Bamford will not even make the bench. I'm pretty sure Parag stepped in with Longstaff. Surprised it wasn't reported. He must have done. Must have just gone. Just drove up to Newcastle and been like, fellas, JackCity's desperate to get him in. He'll appease some fans. He'll appease the few hundred fans he's got on here. Not fans. Watchers. Wissa now for Newcastle and Buemo going Brentford could be dragged right in. Everton have lost players. West Ham have lost low. Bournemouth as well. They'll be falling to bits, these teams, at some point. Yes, football shits. What's good, brother? He ain't going nowhere, man. 2 p.m. We're getting the 2 p.m.s in. It is 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Fucking 2 p.m. Get up. Oh, you're here now, brother. I appreciate you. It's not like a perv, though. Perv or peed, but it can't be peed, so perv. But it's not you're not lurking like a perv. We enjoy the lurk. I can Google somebody's name. I just mean like my mind just goes blank. Goal a minute, yeah. Definitely worth a couple 20 million or whatever, in it. Yes, indeed, Wilf. I was just assuming you're here, I do as well. Pacquiao retired but making a comeback. Don't think we're signing him though. That's what I'm calling him, so, and it will remain that way. Skint. Pacquiao gets 10 goals, 10 assists. James 7 goals, 7 assists. Muniz 9 goals. Bamford 7 goals. We finish 8th. Rizel. I love it, mate. Longstaff will be in our team this season. I don't know, Andy. I do not know. Joe, without a shadow of a doubt. From the players I've seen, Joe. No. Yes, John LUFC. Garside, what's good? We're in a good place as Gavin Link. Trusting the 49ers. I thought you were a bit not sure on FARKE. Jack will be the crab. Jack, put to bed the real value of Joseph. I've heard 8 to 24 million. I think 24 million was that. 24 million is bonkers. I think you could get 10 million for him. 12 million. Just because the out fan base love him. Yeah, it's bang on, innit? Oh, it brutalised Lockie. Big lump in his leg after training session. I've never seen it like it. I think 15 players in each squad, roughly. Simple soccer is the most effective soccer. It's footy, but I'll take it. Remember that, Jack, when you're playing in the cup. I'm honestly just a couple of touches on ball early doors, see what's going on. Easy now, yes, my man. Yes, Leeds. Kickoff is 2 p.m. We've established it's 2 p.m. Apologies. 7 goals. Terry's loving it. 2 o'clock. We've established it. It's been established. Right, guys. If you could smash a like for us. I'm off to go buy a steak from Morrison's because they're sometimes reduced at this time and you can get like absolutely whopping ones. I'm off to go get that on Sizzler. 4 minutes each side, 3 minutes each side. Let it rest 10 minutes and then woof it in. Andy, I do my best. Cheers, Gavin. Shout out to Ming for gifting out the membership. Shout out to MVG for gifting out the memberships. You both like Santa Claus at Christmas. Shout out to the new member, Chris Richmond. Shout out to BMG, Gavin Link, Andy Rowe, Terry, Ming, who's just got his like anyway, but Roller Blunt, Leeds, MVG again, AO, BMG, Enai will be lurking in the shadows. Now he's back to lurking. Shout out to Dr. Kuros. Watch it back. I appreciate you, brother. Shout out to AO. Thank you, dude. Andrew McCoy, rather. Mark Newell. I'm new here. Who are you and what's going on? Patrick Bamford will march on together. Mark Newell, you're not new, mate. You're not new. Get them likes smashed in. I am, mate. Take it easy, JLUFC. 78 RPM. Take it easy, brother. Thank you very much, MVG. Hopefully, I'm going to be bumping into a few here. I'll be knocking about for as long as anybody can stay awake on Sunday night, so don't worry about that. The week off the booze will be cheers, Richard Todd. 152 likes. Appreciate it, Andrew McCoy. We got there. We did it. We made it, baby. But yeah, we'll be making up for the lack of booze on Sunday, I do believe. Monday will be a write-off. Right, everybody. Peace out. Ship vid tomorrow. Take it easy. Keep liking and subscribing. Honestly, tell a friend to tell a friend. I appreciate every which one here. We're getting out of this slump. We're off into Premier League and we're having it big style. Cheers, Jules D.
Boom.